right, guys, here we are back for the final session of the day. We've cut down to 3 run groups. We have Group 3, Group 2, and Group 1. These guys will be going for their final chances to set a lap time. If you want to know who's in each run group, don't hesitate to go to the racehero.io website or download the Race Hero app on your phone and go to the alerts. It'll show you what all of our run. So from here, we'll be to 1 till about 2 o'clock, guys. We got an hour of running left, and then we'll have our award ceremony at 2:30. Be sure to stay tuned to see that. To give you a quick recap, if you haven't been watching the whole time, Jackie Ding has reset the street overall record twice now. He's in the 27s in a street car. Eric Fleming is in a 25 in his C6 Z06. It's a brand new build to him. It's a 7.7 liter LS7 with a Samsonite gearbox and quite a few other things, but to give you a quick little view of what it is, this is basically their final chance to set a fast lap before they go any further. All right, here we have Mr. Sorry about that. We have Mr. Gabe Finger in his Scion FRS. He's leading this group right now, 142.409. Right behind him is Bobby Velasquez in his EP3 Honda Civic Si, a 144.444. Jonathan Wheeler running a 44.542. He is second in enthusiast class right now. He's chasing Michael Whitehead, who is just behind him in this run group, and I feel like he may have just surpassed him in the standings. We'll see at the end of this group where he's standing, but these enthusiast class guys are very competitive and very close. And these aren't chassis that have anything to do with each other. Jonathan Wheeler in a 370Z, Michael Whitehead in a Focus ST. It's amazing the diversity we have here, and these cars are running so close in lap times. I want to thank everyone out here who's been watching us this whole event. I am sorry we couldn't have spectators here. Obviously, with everything going on in the world, spectators was not going to be an option. Glad we could get this live stream out. Super blessed to have this camera crew out here with their drone, our in-car setup, the lock cameras. These guys are working double time right now to get you guys the best coverage possible. This is by far some of the best coverage we've had at Road Atlanta. This is one of the most difficult tracks to cover as a time attack organization, mainly because of how long it is. When the drone is pushed all the way to the other side of the track, it's a complete mile away from its pickup point here at the tower. So the ability to use that as a means to get you guys some coverage is great. Our in-car footage has been amazing. It's been pretty flawless, and with everything we got going on, timing and scoring is working perfect. I'm just so glad to have racing back in my life. And for those of you who watch the Formula One qualifying, I'm going to need you to keep that to yourself because I want to check that out when I get home. I love our drone pilot. He's been working hard over the weekend. So what you don't see is he's here hours before we start, hours after we leave, trying to find you guys the best angles, best places he can catch these cars from. And Road Atlanta is an amazing track. I mean, the beauty of it, you have a forest in the middle, guys. This is the other reason it's so hard to cover with just regular cameras. As you can tell, short of having a camera on every corner like they do at Petit Le Mans or something like that, this is the best way to cover this track. And just seeing it from up top, seeing the beauty of it, this is a historical track. This is the kind of track that people have wanted to drive their whole lives. We were blessed enough last year to have Brett Dickey and the guys that drive the elusive Integra out here driving the Bobby Lane Racing Accord. And it's crazy to think you have someone who has won his class of world time attack, is driven one Honda Nationals in Australia, which may not sound big to the US guys, but Honda Nationals out there is one of the biggest events. The amount of cars that show up there would blow your mind. And for you to win that is huge. And he just wanted to come out here and drive Road Atlanta. So this is the kind of track we're blessed to have in our country. And the people who live local to it and get to drive it all the time, they are much luckier than they know. This has actually become a little bit warmer than it was earlier. So it is obviously the height of the day. It's 1:20 p.m. here in Atlanta, Georgia. I feel like the fastest lap times have been had for the higher classes. Jackie cannot go back out. His splitter is done. Amir is going to go back out. Feels he has a little bit more in it, but he doesn't think he has what it takes to surpass Jackie. So we'll see what kind of lap times he can lay down. But street class may be sealed on the top two. Now, third, fourth, and fifth are all within a second of each other. We don't know who's going to take third place, who's going to finish the podium, but we'll find out soon. So here's what you see. Here's what you're looking at is not something you would normally see. If you've ever been here during Drift Atlanta and Global Time Attack, you can't even park a vehicle over here. There's actually rules about putting your support vehicles in another parking lot. This is just for cars and support trailers. How empty this place is really shows you how lucky we are to be here. Only competitors and teams are allowed in, no spectators. So just look at this photo and think about the past times you've seen Road Atlanta during the Drift event, the past times you've seen Road Atlanta during Global Time Attack. It's incredible to be able to drive this facility right now and see so many things open like this. But at the same time, it is sad because it shows that as a world, we're going through something right now. So once again, super lucky to be here. It's just crazy to see how open this track is right now. You can drive anywhere you want. They don't have things blocked off. Going up the hill doesn't cause you to run into 10,000 people waiting for drift. Super crazy. I don't know about you guys, but it really looks like the Michelin man's been working out. He's looking kind of swole. He used to look like a balloon. Now he's look like he's jogging. All right, guys, and another huge shout out to our support staff here, all the corner workers, the guy running the front straight. They are standing out in that Georgia heat, man. I was out there during lunch right now, and I will tell you, it's not the place I'd want to be. But they're out there making sure our people are safe, everything's going on well and properly. They're the reasons that yellow flags, black flags, red flags go on. Anytime you see the track slow down, it's these guys making sure that the rest of the drivers are safe. It's also them putting themselves on the line when someone gets into an incident. If someone happens to hit a wall, the corner worker has to come out and make sure he's okay. Obviously, they'll wait for fire and safety if it looks safe, but there's been many a time in history when a corner worker has had to pull somebody out of a car. So huge shout out to the corner workers out there, every single person who works on safety staff and everything else going on here at Road Atlanta. These guys put on a extremely tight ship. They make sure that everything is run properly and nothing is done by us without their permission in the first place. So it's definitely a fun show.
White Honda Civic.
Our in-car is number 58, Jeffery Bankston. That's his Honda Civic Type R. He's pitted with the USR guys, so with Mr. Jason Owens and those guys. So we're going to watch him pull a few laps. He's been setting some pretty significantly good time. Looks like Phil has a lot of the issues sorted out in his Monster 86. The car is obviously capable of much faster times, but with the boost issues he was having, he had broken clamps, over boosting. It's good to see him out there continuously running laps. Jeffery Bankston running a 143.756. That is our in-car car. Corin Tyson went out, shook it down, brought it back into the pits. Now, she has been running faster and faster every session. I know we saw her get really loose coming down 12. Well, the next time she went out, the car was just tracking funny. They put it in the air, they found a loose suspension component, tightened it back up, and boom, she came out and ran a 37, which is by far a personal best for her. So it's good to see her out here doing well. Getting a little bit loose there. I mean, this is the one good thing. You're going to see them pushing themselves as hard as possible. So when you see someone having to recover for something like that, it's awesome. It means they're really pushing the car. I don't know if Jeff was ready for this in car. One thing I love about it is he's out there. He doesn't care. He's going to push as hard as he can. You know, there's so many different driving styles. There's so many different, some people will tell you smooth is fast. I'll be really honest with you. That is true 90% of the time of all the drivers you talk to. But in a lot of these time attack cars, you got to wrangle that car. You got to push it. Some of the record laps I've seen look not smooth at all. They were basically wrestling the car, keeping it on the ground. And it's just cool to see someone who's willing to push their car to that level. Phil out there resetting his personal best. In other words, 134.221. Looks like Jeff has, I was about to say, it looks like he's pushed himself to the max. He's basically been stuck at the 45s, but all of a sudden drops to a 41. Fantastic effort by Jeff. So I believe Jeff's car is unlimited because of its mods. It does have a window net. It looks almost like a wheel-to-wheel car, to be honest with you. So obviously our classes are very specific. If you remove certain things, you put you up a class. A lot of people that run with us build specifically to our rule set, but other people will bring cars they have built for other series to come run with us. So though he's an unlimited class, that doesn't mean this car is built to the extreme of what an unlimited car can do. That's why those are the lap times that you're seeing, as opposed to, you know, the street cars that are doing 27s. You have the Jackie Dings and you have the Amirs who literally build their cars to the maximum of the rule set. So yeah, they're going to be running significantly faster to those that bring in a regular car and just try to build or bring what they run somewhere else within those rules.
If you don't mind, because it's smoking ass hot out here. Yeah.
All right, guys, we're going to do a quick little fly around for you. Going to go over the track. You're going to notice that we keep our drone pilot away from the track. He's always going to be to one side or the other. Reason for that is we don't want the drone to fail and fall on a car and cause an incident. Well, we don't have any cars on track right now, so we'll be directly over it. But this right here, the front straight, take you all the way to turn one.
I wish we could run these in NASA.
You can actually see how we're losing signal from all these trees. Remember how I told you this is one of the hardest tracks to actually cover? So my drone pilot was actually trying to stay as low to the track as possible. And when he turned turn one at that height, he was actually losing signal. He wasn't able to control the drone. That's probably the main reason why having a drone here is so good. Running cable to the other side, running a point-to-point camera, which is I'll have, you know, the pickup here and the other camera has to be within line of sight. You're not going to get those here. That's why so many people that run events here just show you the front straight because it's the only place that's viable. Where we just want you guys to see as much as physically possible, besides what you can see on timing and scoring. So this gentleman out here, he's actually just finishing a cool down lap right now. He doesn't have any time left. He just went through the checkers. All right, guys. I was egging the drone pilot. I was letting him know. I was like, "Hey, man, can you just do a real flyer? Go under start finish for me." Woo! Oh, this is awesome, man. This is, and over here's where Jackie Ding went off. See, he went four off on that side. For those of you watching, I wouldn't call that the racing line. He went a little wide there, cross start finish, but that was fantastic. Oh man, I was totally right. Mr. Wheeler surpassed Mr. Whitehead for first place in enthusiasts. Those guys were fighting back and forth the whole time. Jackie Ding is still number one with a 27.923 in street. Amir with a 29.1. Matthews with a 31. Rockwell with a 31. Yeah, Eric with a 25.868. He could just sit on his laurels. He crushed the limited overall record. And finally, still Mr. Boyd in first place. You got Alex Gallardo in second, Dan Kroll in third. That's your unlimited class. All right, guys. So we do have the final session of the day live. I have Amir out on track right now. He just started his flyer. right, guys. Amir just did a 29.394. I will tell you, I was watching him come down turn 12 right now, and it was sketchy. He tried to turn in, he had to straighten it out. He tried to turn again, he had to straighten it out. So he definitely has more time in it if he can get his turn 12 figured out. I don't know how he was doing around the backside. One. Looks like Amir's on a cooldown. He did 2 laps in a row. First one was a 29.394. Second one was a 31. I know he's been fighting with a few little things. Hopefully he can do a quick little cool down, get some temperature out of those tires, and try and send it one more time. 3. It actually does look like he is bringing it back in. Hopefully he can come do some changes, maybe some tire pressure changes, and then go back from there.
About his lawn.
All right, guys. So I was talking to our drone pilot. I was letting him know his line wasn't too good. I need him to come down 12 appropriately. He should stay wide right here. He's actually a little bit in the center of the track. He's begging for some snap oversteer at the apex here, but luckily for him, I feel like he has the traction needed to hold it out. There he goes. He's actually finishing turn 12 as we speak. He's going to be going for start finish. He's going for the overall drone record, tracking out like he should. He's cutting it a little tight, and see, he turned in a little too hard. Start finish, look at that. All 4 on track, no questions asked. That right there is what I'm talking about. Yokohama Tire would be proud of that one. You know, he has an unfair advantage. When the other drivers finish their lap, they have to go all the way around. He just pulled up and did a U-turn. It's not even fair. He just wanted to say what's up to the Michelin Man one more time. Just so you guys know, this was the final session. There are still 6 minutes live. If Amir does want to go back out, it is his, but we're looking like we're towards the end of the event right now. As soon as this ends, we're going to keep the stream going because we do have awards at 2:30. But that was a great lap from my drone pilot. I'm very proud of him. Maybe next year he'll be able to decrease the record. He is holding the drone overall record as of now. I'll try to get you a time. It's probably somewhere in the 9 minute range. And as soon as we get him, a little bit more comfortable, maybe we can open it up.
In the paddock, global time attack, attention in the paddock. Be sure to return your transponder. If your car is on the trailer and still has the transponder on it, you did it backwards. Make sure you get your transponder back to Sarah in the booth. Once again, attention in the paddock, Candy on stage 4, transponders go back to the booth.
All right, guys. So these are going to be your unofficial standings. People always ask why it's unofficial. We obviously have to go over everything one more time before we call out the podium. But as it stands now, this is what you're looking at. Mr. Rockwell in the GT500 could not get past Mr. Matthews in the C5. So that's our street class podium. Limited is going to be Eric Fleming, leading with a new limited class records. And I did say records because he took overall and rear wheel drive. In unlimited class, Derek Boyd, followed by Alex Gallardo and Dan Kroll.
The paddock, just so you know, the award ceremony will be at 2:30 down in the coal pit area, the same place we do it every year. Go down to the coal pits, make a right, there is a podium there. That will start at 2:30 sharp. You have 33 minutes to get your transponders to the front and get to the podium. If you made it on the podium, be sure to be there on time, my friend. Attention in the paddock, global time attack drivers. Award ceremony starts at 2:30. And please return your transponders.
All right, guys. So we will be back in 30 minutes for the awards. Okay. Do not forget, we'll be back in 30 minutes for the awards. I'll catch you then. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check.
Girl.
Mic check. How is he? I can use the blowhorn if he can't get it much.
How's he doing now? He's doing something. I don't know how to, like here? Yeah, not possible. Y'all can hear me? I'm sorry for you. Perfect. All right, perfect. I'll keep it right around Neander. The question is it going to feed back? Okay, so I'm going to be standing here. They're going to pop champagne. I'm going to run like a bitch. Okay, there's no feedback. We're good. Is he still good? He's good. Don't need this. All right, anyone in the paddock that's not here, awards are going to start 5 minutes ago. To all of you lovely people, we gave you a mask, put it on.
You guys need a mask? I got some more over here.
If anyone doesn't have a mask, can you please go to the golf cart and grab one so the state of Georgia doesn't cut us? Looks like y'all are good. If you're not part of the same family or team, can we get a little distancing though? Think I'm standing next to you. Get the distance you want to be. Yeah, see? See? You are, I like that guy. What's the guy in the bright yellow shirt that wants to hug you? You got to be aware of those people.
Usually it's Nish.
Also, if you have any tire questions, tire sponsorship questions, I have a Yokohama guy right there. Please get with him after the awards. Should have sent me those tires. Waiting on you.
Wait on you.
All right, guys. So first things first, obviously, I want to thank all you for coming out here. I know it's really hard to get away from your work, from your states, everything that's going on right now. We're missing a lot of competitors due to border closures. If they leave the state, their work won't let them come back for 2 weeks, and no one can take 3 weeks off work, except for us apparently. But super happy you guys came out here. We had a great time. It's a lot warmer than it usually is during the Atlanta time. Obviously, we're usually here during Mother's Day, so these balmy July days are terrible for you guys. I was in an air-conditioned tower. So, huge shout to all you guys. Thank you so much for coming out. All the support you guys do. You guys did a great job out there. I'm glad we could watch it. We had some really good times, so I'll get into it right now. I just want to say thank you. We're going to go class-wise from the slowest class to the fastest class, a.k.a. the classes that set the fastest times. So let me start out with this, guys. So I'm going to call out the 5th and 4th place. If you're here, please don't come up. Enthusiast rear-wheel drive, Chris Knight, you did a 149. Thanks for coming out. Enthusiast, 4th place, you did a 146. Mr. Brandon Lutai, I butchered your name. Thank you for coming out. Let me start with 3rd place. with a 144.353. Druv Bavzar in his Ford Focus RS. Can you go that way, my friend? This is your third place in enthusiast. Thank you so much for coming out. I've also butchered your name all weekend. I told it was Druv.
It's like bro.
Bruh. This is the guy that wanted to hug me, by the way. I like this guy. Right over here, my friend, third place. This is third place in enthusiast in his Ford Focus. By the way, I'm going to say this. Thanks to all these Focus guys that came out. I know a lot of you took a pretty good drive. You guys killed it out there. Thanks so much for coming out. Second place, who actually held the lead for almost the entire event until the last two sessions. The bumper breaker himself, the new Jackie Ding, Mr. Michael Whitehead. Thank you so much for coming out. He took second place with a 143.489. He was doing it, man. I didn't think I was going to see a Focus ST in first, but I didn't. But I thought I was. Look, we make excuses, okay? He bought an ST. I know what he did. He got, I talked about him for like an hour on the live stream. I don't have to give him any more props. This is your second place, guys. This is Michael Whitehead with a 143.489. First place in the loudest, most obnoxious sounding 370Z here, we have Mr. Jonathan Wheeler. Thank you so much for coming out. You killed it, man. Your last couple sessions were great, dude. I loved it. Thanks so much. He ran a 142.529. He does get a Meister watch. See that watch you could have taken home if you fixed that boost leak. Everyone blames the tuner. Is his name Tony? So here's your podium, guys. Third place, Druv Bavzar with a 144.353. Second place, Mr. Michael Whitehead with a 143.489. In first place, and the Meister watch, don't uncork that till he's up here, is Mr. Jonathan Wheeler with a 142.529. These guys are amateurs. This should be open by now. This is love right here, guys. As you move up in classes, the love disappears, okay? Ask Amira. This was your enthusiast podium. Let's go to street class. In fifth place with a, don't come up if you're here, in fifth place with a 132.7, we have Sally and Marcos in their Snail Performance Borla Exhaust Subaru STI. Fourth place, the 1 through 4 was super tight. We have Mr. Eric Rockwell with a 132.594. Good job, kept it close. Third place, in his After Dark Speed Racing Chevrolet Corvette C5 C06 fixed roof coupe, we have Mr. Ryan Matthews with a 131.030. I had to give him all the description. This is street, yes sir. Ran a 131.030 in an old C5 chassis, my guy. So, for all of you that want to know while he's collecting his stuff, a 134 won street class here like last year or 2 years ago before the record was set. All top 3 of street class this year were 31 and below. So this is by far one of the most competitive classes we had. It was tight, it was a battle. My boy let me down, but I'll get into that later. So this is Mr. Ryan Matthews, a 131.030. Thank you so much for coming out. Second place with a 129.179 in his RS Future Coil Rad Honda K-powered NSX, Mr. Amir Bentatau. It's good he made it to the podium. No one protested you this week. This is good. Yes. So to be clear, guys, a 131.0 in your C5, beautiful car, sir. Great job. I'm gonna get away from this reverb. We have Amir at a 129.179, which, to be clear, would be a new street class record. Listen, your girlfriend talked about that, damn pills. Which would be a new street class record. But the real deal showed up in his PhD racing Toyota Supra TA90 version 2, Mr. Jackie Ding with a 127.923. To be clear, he went all four off while setting the record because he wanted a free car, but he didn't hit the wall. 127s in a street car. This is something we thought we'd never see. For you guys to know, the limited record was a 127 before this event. Jackie doing that in a street car, incredible. So this is your street podium, guys. 131.030, 129.179, 127.923. Great job, guys. That could have gone really good or really bad. That was awesome. Jackie's got enough podiums where he knows if it works or not. Oh, Jackie. Got to return. Go grab your hats. We don't take them back. We're not cheap. All right, guys. We're going to jump from street to unlimited. So like I said, the class with the fastest time is always the last one up here, and unlimited did not have the fastest time. So let's start with 5th place. Don't come up if you're here, please. We got Mr. Oh, let me back up, guys. I'm sorry. Jackie Ding had the overall record, so he gets a Stop Tech voucher and a watch. Overall, street rural drive. I'm really backwards on this. Thank you so much, Jackie. You killed it out there. Unlimited, 5th place, guys. But don't come up. Jeffery Bankston in his Honda Civic Type R with a 139.9. Thank you so much for coming out. I think you set that time in the last session, by the way. That was great. Phil Grabo with a 134.051 fighting a boost leak. Thanks for coming out if you're out here, brother. 3rd place with no brakes. We got Mr. Dan Kroll from IAG Performance, DPK Racing, a 132.950. Great job out there, man. Takes a lot of guts to drive with a brake pedal that doesn't work. I'm not kidding, by the way. His brakes were failing the whole event. He kept going. This is crazy. Hey, you pumped the brakes, though. Oh, that pumped the brakes. Dan, right over here. Thank you so much, man. 2nd place with a 130.475 in his Check 6 Garage Nissan 350Z, Mr. Alexander Gallardo. They make pills for that. Great job, Alex. You always come out with this car. It's great to see you go fast. Dang. This man entered Friday morning, and he's leaving Saturday at podium. Oh, yeah. Just so you know, procrastinating wins you things. All right, guys. And in 1st place, overall in Unlimited, with a 127.584 in his Halona Farms Racing Evo 10, Mr. Derek Boyd, with a 127.584. By far the most asked for in-car for the weekend. Apparently your car sounds good. It sounds great. Sounds better than Tony's Evo. Yeah, that one runs. All right, guys. This is your unlimited podium. We got Dan with a 132.950, Alex with a 134.75, and Derek Boyd with a 127.584. Great job, guys. So let's move on to Limited. Limited had the fastest time of the event. So let's start here. 5th place, please don't come up if you're here, with a 136.387, Mr. Jake Graham. Thank you for coming out. 4th place, Mr. Rusty Biddle with a 134.843. Thank you for coming out. 3rd place, The man had to go to limited to get a podium. Mr. Jason Owens with a 1:33.880 in his United Speed Racing Civic Type R. I was kidding, by the way. He was forced there. Long story. Jason's been running with us for a long time. Him and USR, they've always supported us. Thank you so much for coming out. Second place with a 1:30.986, the Czech 6 Nissan GTR of Mr. Jason Guzman. And he's got the red kicks. This is your third place right here, guys. This is Mr. Jason Owens with a 1:33.8. This is your second place. You don't get to have my transmission. My car runs. This is second place with a 1:30.986, Mr. Jason Guzman. Now, this next one, fastest overall, reset the limited rear-wheel drive and overall record, gets a special Meister watch because he's overall, and I just got stung. And gets a StopTech voucher with a 1:25.868 in the Fleming Racing C6 Z06, Mr. Eric Fleming. This man was flying out there. And like a Corvette owner, they're shorts. They're not jean shorts, but Nikes? You forgot the NBs at home?
Push it back in.
That's what she said. All right, guys, this is your limited podium. Fastest overall in his Forge Line t-shirt, Mr. Eric Fleming with a 1:25.868. This is a problem. This is your podium, my guys. Oh, man, we got a backflip. Give him your first place. He's more athletic than you. Sure, you may drive faster, but I can actually do flips. Guys, this was our award ceremony. Thank you so much for showing up. I want to say huge shout to all the competitors, to all the sponsors, Yokohama Tires, Turbo by Garrett, CSF Radiators, everyone out there that has supported Global Time Attack, from the drivers to everyone watching. Huge shout out to Rev Media, okay? The Revolution's been doing our live stream the past 2 years. These are the guys that are giving you the drone footage. Kenta right here doing in-cars and catching me right now. Jeff in the tower, all these guys have been killing it, making sure we can do what we do. So thank you to them, thanks to all you, and we're out.
Hey, how long into that before you lost audio? I just realized it's unplugged.
He went out there.
Okay, good. I felt bad for a second. I was like, oh shit, I just realized it's unplugged.
You weren't wearing your mask the whole time, though.
I know, at the very end, I'm telling these people to wear a mask and I wasn't fucking wearing a mask. Okay, so I spent that whole time yelling at everyone to wear a mask and all the time wearing a mask. I finished and I walked
He
out.
should be wearing a mask all the time so we don't have to hear you.
You can hear me through the mask, Amanda. Your neck is very red, by the way. You should have used more sunscreen.